everybody! So here we're gonna go ahead and show you some stuff on how to move your sprite or your character. So first off, you want to go up here to your control panel, and here tells you, if you want it to repeat how many times, forever, if you want it to wait, all those things. And so you just drag it over, and I like to use the space bar guy because you can change it to any letter you want. Or the arrow keys. If you look down, those are your arrow keys on your bottom right. So you just move it on over. Now I want him to move, so we're going to go on to motion, because motion means movement, and so I can do a couple things here. I can go to X and Y axis, and you might wonder, well, how do you get those numbers? If you look over here down, you'll notice that there's some numbers, and as you move your cursor, the numbers change. And that's because it tells you the different point on the XY axis. So if you want him to start here, you would type in -180, -11. So I go up here, -180, -11. Then I want him to go over here. So I want him to go to that spot, and then I want him to move to a different spot. So I move my cursor right here, and I say that, alright, -185, Y is 132. So I go ahead and I add another one, -135, 82. So when I press the space key, this is exactly what's going to happen. He goes to those spots, and he moves. I can make him continue, and he can move forever and ever. All you do is you just keep adding, and you keep telling exactly what point on the XY axis do you want. Now, some of you might say, well, what's the difference between go to and glide? Go to and glide. Glide means he kind of goes just like this. He kind of just moves on up, and you can make him go faster by changing the seconds, or slower. So if I want, I could go 0.5, so he goes faster. Or if I want him to go slow, maybe it will take him 2 seconds. Now he's going slow. Depends on how you want to do it. Now, if you take a look right here on your sprite, you can add additional sprites. Say the bat. Alright, and most of you have figured this out. But you'll notice that when I click on the cat, the script is here. When I click on the bat, there's no more script. You have to write your script for each character. You also have to write script for your stage. Your stage is your background. So you can go from go to your background, say you want to import one. Say we want indoors, we want a chalk house. Let's say he wants to be in the school, and then you want him to go to the clothing store. I don't know. Each character or background stage has a different script, just like I told you here. This one versus this one. Now, when you do your backgrounds, you also want to do maybe here, or you could do this control, up arrow, etc. And then you go into looks, and you want it to switch backgrounds. You can go to your next background when I click the arrow up key. As I click it, it goes back and forth. Remember, this script is written when I click on your stage. I can switch backgrounds like so. If I want it to be a specific background, I go to this one. Maybe I want him to be at the chalkboard. Every time I click on the up arrow, notice how it doesn't go back and forth because it's only going to the chalkboard. I can make additional, I can say that when I go down, I can go to a different one. So notice how I have two separate scripts at the same time. If I go up, it's chalkboard. If I go down, it's the clothing store. So when you're showing your parents or telling your story, you can you would have to press the buttons as you're telling the story. So however you want to do it. So the last thing I wanted to show you is how to make a sound. So I can do a sound here. Here's a pop. Or I can do like percussion, like a hand clap or a gong. Alright, let's do drum buzz. Okay, now when I click on my script for this stage, maybe when this stage is on there, I want to go to sound and I want it to play for, you know, whatever. Once I click on it, every time I click on it, it will play it. Or for the control, you can do when you press a certain button, it plays the sound. When you press whatever you want to do, or you can have it go, the sound go forever. Notice how I put that in there in the center. You have to make it, eat it, and click it together like Legos. So I hope this helps everybody, and if you have any other questions, you know where to go. Adios.